What's up guys, Peter here from Reviews on Anything, and today we're having a look at two not so usual gym accessories. These are the lifting rod and lifting hook from a company called Grip Power Pads. Now Grip Power Pads makes anything from actual power pads that help you hold on to things tighter, to belts, straps, wraps, all kinds of things that help you lift heavy things. And these are one of their offerings that help you transfer weight from your hand onto your wrist. You can imagine that if you're grabbing a bar that is really heavy, the muscles in your hand obviously are really small and relatively weak compared to, for example, your back muscles when you're doing heavy pulling exercises. So with these you can transfer part of the weight through the hook and the rod, through the cuff onto your wrist, so you actually don't have to grip the weight as hard and you can still use the bigger muscles to lift the actual weight. Now the way it works is quite simple. You put your hand through, like so, strap it tight. This goes around the bar or dumbbell or whatever you're trying to pull, and you hold on to it with your hand on top, and it transfers the weight like this from the actual weight that you're pulling through the cuff to your wrist, so you actually don't have to grip as hard. Now these products are actually remarkably similar. They serve exactly the same purpose, and the only real difference is that this has two ends and this is one solid piece. Now to be honest, I don't use these products that often. I prefer straps like so that work exactly the same way, just you wrap this part around the bar instead of the hook or the rod. I prefer that way. I don't lift so heavy that I can not actually grip the weight anymore, and actually my forearms are reasonably strong, so I can actually, the weights that I handle, I can handle it decently well just with straps. But that said, if you're really into supersets, fatigue sets, or whatever you want to call them, pyramid sets, mega sets, or if your forearms aren't that strong, if your grip just isn't that strong, these products are a great way to sort of make those weights more accessible. Now since they're both the same, let's do a quick tour around. The only real difference, like I said, is that these are two rods and this is one solid piece. We've reviewed products from Grip Power Pads before, and the overall theme is the quality of the products in general. It seems like they put a lot of effort in it to make them comfortable and rugged and durable, and these are no exception. You can see that the neoprene here is super thick, so you have a very snug, tight, but not uncomfortable cuff around your wrist that won't definitely cut into your wrist or anything. The Velcro strap here is also, it's broad, it's wide, it's solid, it feels good. Same with the buckle here, it's thick steel. And if you put it on, you just feel like, oh yes, this feels good, it feels nice. You can put it as tight, obviously, or as loose as you want. But you should put it tight enough that it actually transfers the weight properly, but not so tight that your hand loses circulation. And when you have it on, you feel it right away. You know, it fits properly, it feels secure, it feels solid, and it feels like you can, you know, lift for years with this without it breaking. Same thing with the little strap here that actually holds the rod in place. It feels like it'll never break, and it'll definitely not. You know, with like cheaper products, this is the sensitive part where this will break first. But with these, it definitely feels, you know, solid enough to use for years. Now the downside of these are that they're a bit bulky, but I don't really see a problem with that. I mean, if you're into heavy lifting, you're probably carrying around a belt, straps, wraps all the time, so you know, it doesn't really matter. They're nice and heavy, so that inspires a lot of confidence. Since they serve the exact same purpose, you know, you can pick and choose which one you like. Personally, I prefer the solid one because you can put your hand fully around and on top of the hook. Whereas with these, you know, maybe it's the size of my hands, but I don't know. But I feel like I can't find a good position for my fingers, whichever way I try. I found the best way is to put two fingers on the rod and one finger in the middle, but even that feels a bit weird. So yeah, for me this is a bit too fidgety. so I prefer the solid hook here, where you can just put your whole hand on top and all as well. Now technically speaking, you don't need to put your hand on top because you're pulling the weight pretty much with your wrist, but you'll find that when you use these, you'll sort of automatically put your hand on top anyway, because that's the way you lift without these. So despite that, I think these are really great products if you're like I said, into fatigue sets, supersets, mega sets, where you have to rely a lot on having a good grip over a long period of time. Then these are very good to sort of take the strain off your grip and to make sure that you can still go through all those sets. The quality, like I said, they feel like they'll last forever. Nothing bad I can say about that really. So if you're into that kind of stuff, if your grip strength might not be up to par, then these are definitely products that you should look into. This was Peter from Reviews on Anything, with a quick look at the lifting rods and lifting hook from Grip Power Pads. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers!